We're here at Euxton Villa for the opening day of the North West Counties Premier Division as Euxton Villa take on Prestwich Hayes.
This is match day.
Hayes are at the Jim Fowler Memorial Ground on a historic day for our hosts. Euxton Villa are making their debut at Step 5. We hear from our own Simon Hooson, who discovers his superhero name, the best of the action and post-match reaction from coaches Chris and Luke.
So I'm with Simon, and it's the first game of the season. We're here at Euxton Villa. How do you feel about the start of the season?
I've gone on record online. I am buzzing. I am looking forward to this season. Like I'm looking forward to a season for a couple of years since we had OB in charge. We've retained a lot of good players from last year. We've made a few additions. Looking forward to it. Yeah,
we've got some new young players that we've trialled over pre-season who look exceptional, to be fair.
Absolutely. I've only gone to one pre-season game so far, but we won that 3-0 at Stockport. So, look, it's been fantastic.
Yep, and glorious day today. And the pitch is freshly laid astroturf rather than grass, and looks great.
3G is always going to look good. I'm 100% a grass man. Fight me if you feel differently. But yeah. It's sun's out, start of the season, feeling good. Looking forward to it.
That's Simon Hooson, everyone, a grass man.
Cheers.
Completely against the Hayes script, it was the home side that took the lead when a corner was unfortunately touched in by David Badrock for an own goal. There was a risk that we might not be able to see anything else in the match when the ball smacked into the tripod holding up the camera. Luckily, our coach Jamie Young was on hand, and minutes later it was back up and running. 3 minutes into the second half and Hayes drew level. Quite similar to the opening goal, the ball found its way to the back post where Josh Tinker scored on his debut on the second attempt. The goal was exactly what Prestwich needed and would go on to dominate the game. It turned out in the end to be a frustrating day for Hayes, missing a number of clear-cut chances. First, Bryson Appleton was fed through on the right, but keeper Oliver Lombard was equal to his shot. Appleton then led in Modoro, who fired just wide for close range, denying the former Oldham man a debut goal. And right at the death in the 98th minute, Max Barzero went through on goal as he tried to sweep the ball in. Lombard got a leg to it to put it behind before the final whistle blew, for a final score of 1-1.
So do you think that's 1 point gained or 2 points dropped?
I think 2 points dropped, being totally honest. I think, obviously, early season nerves, first half, rustiness, in and out of possession, I don't think we was good enough. But obviously, second half was a totally different game. But again, it's the haunts from last season creeping in. First game, 5 clear-cut chances. Last kick of the game, match goes through. It's got to go in. First half, we had a couple. So, yeah, I think with the chances we created and we missed what really should have converted, I think it's 2 points dropped.
Yeah, I think it might have been a different story at half-time. I think the first half, it looks like Euxton Villa had a game plan and it was very successful. They kind of neutralised both Bryson and Takora on each side. So at half-time, would you have took that at half-time, a draw in the end there? So what did you think of that first half compared to the second half?
Well, the second half was much better. We came here to win, so we're very, very disappointed. They did have a game plan, but we also played into their hands. So Bryson and Attack are both very, very lively and want to get at the players. There was times where we was playing the ball in the air to Bryson. He's playing against someone who's twice his size. That's not Bryson's game. You saw what he can do to the fullback, which he did a few times in the first half. When we've got wingers like that want to get at players, we don't want to be playing the ball in the air for them to bring down. So we were frustrated in the first half because everything that we'd been working on, we weren't doing. They were probably really happy with how the first half went. Of course they were, but again, from our perspective, we've conceded from a set piece, which is really, really frustrating. Something that we need to work on. But we should have been up. We should have been winning the game at that point. We've had chances, so we're frustrating, but we were much, much better second half, and you have to take positive. You have to understand it's their first time playing football at this level, so they're going to be up for it. It was a decent crowd on and all those sort of things. They were a big physical side, but at the same time, like Lowe's just touched on, you cannot miss, not just, they were simple chances, I think, not just like half chances was the word I was looking for. Big chances that you've got to score. Yeah. So it's both boxes really, but we can't be too downbeat. We'll pick them up. We'll go again Tuesday. It's a long season, and it won't be defined on today. But for me, like Lowe said, it's definitely 2 points lost, and I think we did more than enough to win the game, but just weren't clinical enough.
Yeah, sometimes there's a fine line between 1 point and 3 in situations like that. I'd just like to ask you about the new goalkeeper as well. It only signed last night. Do you think how he got involved today with his new teammates, seems to quickly settle in, seems to be a solid goalkeeper? What did you think of his performance today?
I think what we've got to look at, both keepers, Mason and Alex, haven't had much to do in pre-season. A lot of it's been with feet, not much with hands. And Mason's away on holiday, so obviously he was in a position where we need to act. Yes, it only got signed yesterday, but obviously he's been with us pre-season. He's played 2 games. It's just a process you've got to take to get lads in. Now, look, we've got him for a month initially. We're going to assess. We'll assess both keepers, and we'll make a decision from there. I thought there was positives. There was areas to work on, but that's for Steve, the goalkeeper coach, to pick up with Alex and work on that in training on. Get him ready for Tuesday, and then work on it in training Thursday.
Yes, that's it. Straight looking forward to Tuesday now. Paddington gave us a good hiding twice last season. Can't really blame you guys for it, but I think that'll be a really good test to see where we are now compared to say where we were 12 months ago, and how big of a difference it is since you've come into the club.
Yeah, we can't be too downbeat when we go in there, because we've got to dust ourselves off and be ready for Tuesday. It's not going to be easy at all. And the main thing is as well, we've not lost the game today, so you've got to take the positives out of it. Paddington, good side, physical side. We'll have had a watch by Jamie and stuff like that, so we'll know what to expect. But again, we won't be able to win games if we miss chances like that. I know I keep going on about it, but certainly against teams like Paddington, no disrespect to who we've just played today, but Paddington are, front runners, you'd expect them to get playoffs or be there or thereabouts. But I rate that we can match anyone in this league. We've just both boxes. It's a fine line, literally. We dominated the possession second half, even in pre-season, playing against teams like Coles. The way we're playing is fantastic. We've just got to be more clinical. So we'll be up for it. We'll dust ourselves off. You know what I mean? We'll be disappointed, but you've got to bottle this feeling up. As I've just said, it feels like we've lost. That's a sign of a good team. We've not lost. We've drawn with plenty of the teams that start the season with a defeat. That's not us. So we've got to take some positives out of it and be ready for Tuesday.
Yeah, and just finally, people watching this video who are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, do you have any advice for them?
Listen, the work what goes on behind the scenes by Paul and some of the other guys is second to none. Look, let's get behind them. Let's get the socials shared, and hopefully then you can get some of you down, and let's see if we can interview some of the fans or whatever's coming next. So can you be one of them? Get yourself down and don't miss out. But like always, cheers, Paul. Yeah, appreciate it.
Paul. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I just really want to thank Chris for everything he said there, from myself and Brownie and all the volunteers and everyone who works on everything at the club. We all just do it for the love of the club. There's not really much else I can add to the match that Chris and Luke didn't say there. I think they summed it all up brilliantly. So I'll just end the video and saying that if you would like to subscribe, we would really appreciate it. And if you like the video, and share the video if you do enjoy it. And also we've got more videos. They should be sort of here, I think. I hope so. Well, I've never actually seen a graphic from behind. It's actually quite gross. Ugh. Anyway, thank you for watching.